Hello everybody. I'd like to make this video today and show you some of my Orgonite in my collection. I don't have a very big collection, but I think I have some interesting things to say, and a few of my stones too. So without further ado, let's begin. This pyramid from lifeenergysolutions.com is what got it all started for me. I bought this for the sole purpose to see if it had any effect on electromagnetic fields, frequencies, from my smartphone and my smart meter and whatever else was in my home. What I found out was more. And so here's another piece by Life Energy Solutions. They call this a Zen stone, the word peace on it. I like this better than the pyramid personally. And one thing they do is they program these with the solfeggio frequencies. Now, I just thought I'd tell you, I'm not a big fan of the solfeggio frequencies because if you simply go to YouTube and play some of the audible forms of the solfeggio frequencies, me personally, they don't resonate with me very well. I like the 432 hertz. That resonates me more than any of the solfeggio frequencies. So let's go on. Here's a couple pieces I got from eBay, inexpensively. And if I could find, Orgonite inexpensively from somebody, I want to investigate it and, see how they made it, or see if I get some clues from it and experience it myself. A good guy to learn from is Ken Rolla of freshandalive.com. His company makes these ormosite plates. His name is R-O-H-L-A, last name that is. And this plate, we got the resin, we got the blue kyanite, you have selenite, and you have amethyst, and you have clear quartz, all, and plus with the what looks like a rock powder, a mixture of rock powders, I believe. Pretty cool. So I decided to make my own. Not as fancy as his, but it's got the blue kyanite and the amethyst in there. It's got selenite and clear quartz, and I just really beefed it up. There's a little coral in the back there. And use those when I put my water on these. I think it makes it taste a little bit fresher, a bit more lively, if you could understand. Let's move on. Here's a pyramid that I made. It's got amethyst and Herkimer diamonds right on the top. And here's what a Herkimer diamond looks like. They're not diamonds, they're actually quartz. And they're a little bit different than quartz in the fact that they're slightly harder on the Mohs scale for some reason. And this does sparkle in the light, sunlight that is. Whenever I see Herkimer diamonds, they're almost never these elongated shapes like quartz typically is. They're these stubby looking, diamond looking things. And I think they're pretty cool. So I gotta warn you, you start making Orgonite yourself, and you're going to start liking some of these stones, and you're going to spend a little bit of money. This is a $50 stone. Like this one, this is a piece of aquamarine. I only got this for $25 at the local gem show. They come around, the gem show is here every year. So yeah, I can't help but stop by and see if I can learn some things. $25 for this bicolor aquamarine was a pretty good price. So let's move on. Yeah, here's something else from Ken Rolla. What looks like a tower buster, but I think he actually calls these ormosite holy hand grenade. Ormus is an acronym, almost an acronym from orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements. And he designed these with incorporating those elements inside of these, which I like to do that in my own tower busters. I personally like the tower buster design. Here's a couple of my designs. It's got corals in the back. You can see where I got my influence from. This one has rubies in it, and ruby, I hope I pronounce it correctly, ruby and zeolite, and I believe fuchsite I used in here. The fuchsite gives it a little sparkly look in the sunlight. This has the same ingredients as Ken Rolla's. Once again, that's blue kyanite, amethyst, selenite, and clear quartz, but I also added danburite to it, and This is pink azeztulite, and we got some red azeztulite in here. This one doesn't have the red one. I think it, yeah, it doesn't have much of the red in it. And I think it beefed up the scalar energy just a little bit relative to the others. You know, the damberite, here's a piece of damberite, which is in this Tower Buster, like I say. I'm thinking of making a pyramid out of this one. Just put this right down the middle. You know, I'm not going to break it up. And if I do, if it's going to be a good one, I'll let you know how it goes. You know, this is about a $35 stone or so. This is blades of blue kyanite and what looks like a quartz matrix. You know, so it's more of a natural state here. And I'm sure they cleaned it and washed it off, you know, when it was mined out of the earth. You know, they're cool stones. Yeah, here's another one of my Tower Busters. And that has amethyst and tanzanite ore, I believe, right in the middle. 3 stones of tanzanite ore. A couple of my experimental Tower Busters. You know, they both have corals in the back. You can hardly see the coral in the middle here. If I shined a light in it, you would see it. Here's a flashlight. I'll show you. If you want to know how I make these, you'll get some insights in my first video I ever posted here on YouTube. You know, and this one I put about an inch long piece of quartz just below the middle of this, and as well as closing it up with iron oxide. I like to put iron oxide at the bottom, the last layer that I make in my Tower Busters. And I feel it amped up the power just a little bit relative to this one. You know, so I'm feeling this is a little bit better design. And oh yeah, this is from Ken Rolla's company also. It's called a Rest Shield, and I purchased this, and I do get a little bit better sleep, and I'm much more likely to remember my dreams by keeping this on at night. I keep this, if it's too close to my bed, it's not going to work too well for me. It's going to keep me awake. I feel if it's good about 5 feet away from me, it's probably about the good optimal range for me. So, and that's pretty much it. So what is it about these devices? You know, they're scalar wave antennae. You know, they attract and rebroadcast scalar waves. You know, it's Orgon energy, chi ki. You know, the Asians call it chi ki, and the people of India call it prana. All variations of the same sort of thing. Superluminal light, as Ken Rolla calls it. And you know, what I discovered about this is, one last thing I could say is that I think this energy is like money. And money, a lot of it will not make you happy necessarily, but the lack of it will make you miserable. And the mismanagement of it will make you miserable. So I'd say this energy, the mismanagement of chi, prana, will likely to make you miserable, you know. So just something to think about. All right, everyone, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.